everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 13 of Direwolf20's OmniFactory series. Last episode, I got 3 out of the 4 inscriber presses I needed. Very lucky. I spent some time. Journey map, show me where have I been. Oh, you're very weird looking, aren't you? It's very segmented. It wasn't like that a second ago. Journey map, why are you so weird? Day. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's better. He thinks I'm in a cave, that's why. So I found another satellite down there, a little crashed dude. I initially went out this way and was just kind of running around all the cities. I was kind of in a rush, so I didn't stop in by and see if there were any good loots to grab inside chests or nothing. I was really kind of specifically looking for crashed asteroids, right? So we found some. We found another one way down here. Kind of just booked it and then got lucky. So that's where we found the last inscriber press we need, which actually was a quest. So let's bang that up. Hooray, inscriptions, plate dudes. That's cool. So that means today we can get started on making better stuff for storage. So that means I should be able to make today a drive, right? So I'm going to get those guys out of there. We want a drive, right? Because I think that needed... Ooh, emitters, MV, aluminum plate, ME chest. I need that ME chest I made last episode to make a drive, so that's cool. Emitters. Looks like we should be cool. Tell me I can use just primitive circuits for this. I'm assuming I can. There's so many primitive processor. Maybe I need a primitive processor. That might be a thing I need. Yeah, it's cycled through already. Primitive processor. That doesn't look too bad. Diode. That's doable. Fine tin wire. Can be made in the wire mill with tin wire. That's fine. That's currently craftable, right? And a sensor also needs a processor, but totally doable, right? And then we'll have a drive, right? We should also be able to make 4K storage cells now because we'll have access to the logic processor, which is a good time. And we also need another processor here. So it looks like primitive processors are probably the next thing we have to make, right? That's the next thing we're going to be making a lot of. So I feel like a large number of primitive circuits will lead to the large number of primitive processors that we're probably going to immediately need. So that'll get me the drive and some 4K storage cells, right? And then we can get a crafting terminal. Right, that guy, Emmy crafting terminal. Shouldn't be too bad, right? Emmy terminal. I think I have one of those illuminated dudes. Though I might have used him. I don't know if I got... When I crafted you, did I get 1 or 3? I got 1. All right, that shouldn't be that bad, though. That should be doable, right? So that's my goal today. Emmy drive, crafting terminal, store resources in Emmy drive. I'd also, I think, like to make a storage bus, which doesn't look that bad. We've already made an electric piston. We need an Emmy interface, right? And you need a robot arm. Look at you. Oh my goodness, that is an MV robot arm for sure. That's a lot of things. Emmy interfaces are pretty expensive. So the question is, because I'd love to have a storage bus hooked up to a drawer system for all my resources so that we can immediately cut down on the number of drives we need, right? Because the drives problem is going to get rapid and, pretty bad pretty quick. So if I could have, drawers are easy, right? Compacting drawer is not as much, but still not terrible. And drawer controller is something we have access to at this point, right? Yeah, we could easily make a drawer controller right now. But seeing how expensive interfaces are, that's a lot. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of things to make, right? So we'll see. We'll see about that. That's a maybe, right? But I'm gonna definitely want a few more of these, right? Not too hard, but let's get to work, shall we? So I'm thinking what I might want to do today is make sure that we have, a copious amount of things that we are gonna need, right? Just do it up, right? Just do it up, Direwolf. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, Dire. We've got things to make. We need to make large quantities of the things, right? Make all the things that you can imagine. So that's pretty solid, right? We're going to totally want more paper and more of these fine copper wires. And speaking of copper, that's something that I don't have a lot of, but I do have a lot of. I don't have it processed, but I feel like I remember. Oh, guess who converted his stuff over here? I think there's chalcopyrite. Yeah, that stuff turns into copper. So we actually do have a lot of copper. We just didn't know it. We just didn't know it. Booyah. How cool is that? Right? Put you guys away. I did decide to go ahead and take care of some crates because I was getting annoyed with not being able to middle click. I just said, nope, we're done. We're done not middle clicking. I am complete. I've middle clicked my life away, and I cannot live without middle click. That's basically what it came down to. I don't know why I'm making these plates. Can you go through a wire mill? You can be pulverized back into dust, though. Yeah, take care of that for me. Would you, copper dust? Cool. And you, electrolyze, would you? Cool. Because we're going to need more aluminum for sure, right? Like, that's not even a question, right? Pretty sure that's a guaranteed yup. Now we're cooking. So maybe we'll get, like... Oh, look at you being a nuisance. Yeah, it should be fine. What I want to get is, like, basically a bunch of these, and then really cook it up. And get a ton of what I need. The other thing we're going to need... So, like, how hard would a breaker be? Because there's an LV... There's a basic block breaker, right? So that doesn't look terrible to make. Can I just pulverize diamonds for this, I assume? Yeah, I can. Why don't I make one of those and automate sugarcane production? Because that's going to be useful anyway. I think. So let's get that on the agenda, right? Let's take care of that real fast. Because electric motors shouldn't be bad to make. I don't think so at all. Right? And we're going to need 4 diamond dust and 4 steel plates. And we might have some extra steel. We do. So get to work, Chief. Right? So we're going to want our diamond and the 4 steel plates, which should be pretty quick. And then in addition to that, we're going to want... You know what I want? I know what I want. I want another stack of wrought iron. Let's get ready to make those bad boys. Oh, how I've missed you. Woot! We made it. How cool is that? Okay, so this guy can be made. I thought I just made you. Is it dark steel? Did I get the wrong steel? Steel plate. Isn't that what I just made? No, I made dark steel plates. My bad. This was dark steel. Haha. So let's get like 16 of you. Maybe I want 32. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a good plan, right? I'm trying to ramp up. I'm trying not to make small numbers of resources, right? Like, we're going to need steel eventually. Might as well, you know, get to work on it. And you need to be wrought iron, by the way. So let's get, like, 32 plates of wrought iron. Because you know we're going to need a lot of that. For upcoming stuff and things. And you can get started, and we'll throw the other 15 of these guys in there eventually. Cool. Getting the hang of this pack. Definitely liking it. Definitely liking the large number of things to do. And now that we're into the MV phase, we should be able to speed these machines up as well. Relatively soon, right? It's not my priority. My priority is AE, so that we can automate, especially crafting automation. Like, how great is that going to be? Right? Crafting automation is going to be huge for us. So while you're cooking, I should have some more iron available here. So let's get ready to make what we need to make. So I need 2 of those electric motor dudes, right? So I'm going to need... Do I know my file in here? He's somewhere. I keep trading files. Right? I'm going to turn half of you into that. Booyah. For the basic block breaker. Now that needs power, so it's going to be a little bit of a nuisance, but we'll figure it out, right? I don't think it'll be too hard to deal with, right? We're also going to need some primitive circuits. So let's get How many of these can I get right now? None, because I don't have any wrought iron plates. Right. I got 2, so that's pretty close. Cool. Realistically, we need more paper. I think that's really what we're waiting on, right? So I need more tin cables that are covered. So let's get this many tin. Cool. Hey, you did a good job. And look, more aluminum dust. Getting there. Getting there. So let's get at least the tin cables that we need for this. Cool. And then you should be good to make almost what you need. Cool. Let's get you. Let's get you. And then how close are we to having this? I need a chest. I should have one of those laying around somewhere, so I don't feel like making another one. Yep. That's right, I need this thingy. 4 dem, please. Sweet. So not for nothing, but we can also use sugarcane as a fuel source. I'm just saying. I've heard that's like a sneaky little trick that one can play. So this becomes a basic block breaker. So I've got 2 of those, I got 1 of those, I got 2 of those, and I made 2 tin cables. Yeah, why don't we just do that? That should be fine, right? Now we should be able to do block. Nice, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so I want this basic block breaker to be connected to power, which reminded me that I need more power. So let's get like... Wow, do I burn through iron fast in this pack. Holy cow, dudes. I really burn through iron fast in this pack. It's crazy. It's crazy. I did a whole bunch of iron mining between episodes, and I thought I was in good shape, and I think I've used most of it already. Okay, ready, roll. So you plus you turn into you, turn into you. Sweet. Now we've got a little bit more of this ready. So that means I can hook that back up. And what I'm thinking is we might want to figure out how this works, but what I'm going to do is just grab a piece of sugarcane. And I'm going to also grab you guys. All 3 of yous. And I have a bucket of water. And we're going to want some snad. Boom. Cool, cool, cool. You guys done? Are you done? You're almost done. You could do a little bit more for me, though. I just want to get this cooking again, so that it's running while I'm downstairs working on my sugarcane farm. Okay. What I also wouldn't mind is maybe a drawer. So we'll do that. And do we have item ducts handy? I know I've made them, haven't I? I've made item ducts, but do we have them? Yeah, we do. Item conduits. That's what's up. Not sure if this thing will auto-output or not, so that's what we're going to find out. So over here, I'm going to set up my sugarcane farm, right? So what we'll have is a piece of snad with a bucket of water, because you need water, right? You need water, right? Yeah, wasn't sure if snad, like, negated the need for water, right? You set to 10 ticks, right? Because that's about as fast as it can go. The minimum is 10, right? So that's very quick, right? And then we pop this dude probably here, and he's going to apparently need power in the form of EU. I feel like he's going to need more of this conductive cabling to live over there, but yeah, we're totally going to need to make at least a couple more. Luckily, I think I put all this in here. Hey, 3. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Works conductive iron cable. I never actually looked at the attributes of this thing. Like, what makes it good? Amperage 4? I don't know what that means. I'm using what the quest book told me to use. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, that's how it works. Now, I'm pretty sure these Greg Tech machines, much like their IC2 counterparts, right, basically require that you output on one side, right? So that's the output face. So since I don't want to, like, see that mess, we could do this. I know it's ugly. And I know it's dire wire. I'm learning right now. I feel like you should be breaking blocks. Please tell me that's what you do. You know, for a living. Please work. So, that's a thing. Wah, 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 wah. You, sir, are a piece of junk. I don't like you anymore. I wanted automated sugarcane, and you denied me that. So I can make an actually additions auto breaker, and it's actually relatively cheap. We've made a dozen of these, so we know that's easy. Conductive coil and Restonia crystals, straightforward process. Maybe in a bit. I do need an ender eye. So I need to have to get an eye bender. That would maybe be a little rough. Shouldn't be too bad, but maybe a little rough. We'll see. We'll see. Getting back to work, though. All right, so something else we're going to need here is impure pile of bauxite dust, which comes from crushed bauxite ore, which is just bauxite ore, right? We've got a ton of bauxite, and I believe I electrolyze or centrifuge that. Centrifuge, right? Remember I said we're going to need centrifuger again? Wasn't lying. Wasn't lying. Bauxite dust and tiny piles of gallium dust. Good times. Good times, for sure. Let's throw like 8 of these in here eventually. I guess we'll find out like what the actual needs are. And I'm sure this bauxite dust is going to be useful for something. We can turn it into a bunch of aluminum, to be fair. So that's cool. Is it really used for much else, though? Not so much, to be honest with you. Not so much. It's really only turned into aluminum. That's cool. I mean, that's a lot of aluminum, too. So, like, how about we throw... I don't know, 20? That seems like a number. That's something like a number. Some kind of number for sure. We have a ton of bauxite. Like, a ton of bauxite. But then we can centrifuge these guys up, and we keep our bauxite dust, which I'll throw in there along with all the other random dusts that I don't even know what to do with. Right? But at the end of the day, we've got tiny piles of gallium dust. Sweet. Fine tin wire. We're going to need some of that. For sure. You can go back in here. And you can go make that many? Sweet. What are you making more of? Paper is what we need? Fair enough. And probably more red alloy cables. But I've got a dozen primitive circuits. Let's see how that works out for us for a little bit at least. Right? So fine tin wires. And then we're just going to need some glass panes. Right? Which shouldn't be too bad. Thanks, Chief. You the best. So lock this dude in. Right? So he ain't too bad. Right? And then we need red alloy cables, wrought iron dudes, and we're like pretty much there. Right? So that's tin cables. We're gonna need more of that red iron stuff. Redstone. That's another thing we're using a lot of, huh? Because we have to make this stuff, red alloy. Red alloy is expensive, bro. 288 destabilized redstone in a blast furnace? Gotta imagine that's not easy. Pretty much not easy. Just looking to see if there's like a sneaky good recipe. Let's say that for now we're probably good in terms of stuff. Right? So you need to be wired up for this. So you can go in there. Just give me like a few wires for now. Cool. And then you should be good to make this. Wrought iron plates. I know I've got some. I just want to get the craft there so that it's locked in. That works for now. So give me 2 of those, right? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to need them eventually. I forget what for, but something. Right? So that's, yeah, 2 quartz. Now I need some copper wires and some gold rods. So that shouldn't be too bad. I've got plenty of gold. I should start smelting it. That should be cool. You could do more of this because we clearly need more wrought iron. We're going to need my buddy the file. What was involved in making these? So the other thing is the lathe. Oh, that's electrum, that's not gold. That's electrum, that's not gold. Right. Or the extruder. Does the lathe or the extruder? Lathe? Does that seem like a lot of work? Doesn't seem too bad. That's doable, right? I feel like we should get a lathe. You guys down with that? Does that sound like a plan? Can I remove all this cable that we don't need anymore? Since my awesome block breaking idea didn't work out so well? Yes, I feel like that's a smart move. Let me make a lathe real quick off camera. And let me put this block breaker in the chest of sadness. Hooray, basic lathe. That's a smart idea, I think. I can't find any fault in making one of these right now. Right? Because doesn't that just and then turn into 2 of those dudes? Yeah, that's what's up. All right, so you're done. Right? You've got your primitive processor. To make this thing, I need 1, 2, 3, 4 electrum rods. Right? And a 5th electrum rod. And it's 1 electrum equals 2. So that's pretty cool, right? An electrum shouldn't be hard to make for us. I'm just testing out the lathe thingy. I think one of these guys uses that. Yeah. Right, so we've got some silver. And we've got some of you. There you go, right? Not too shabby. And then you get to work, lathe. And then the only other thing we're really going to need here, piece of quartz, some copper cables, shouldn't be too bad. We've got quartz, right? Totally. Do we have some covered copper cables handy? Yeah, we do. Nice. So 2 of them there. We're going to need 4 aluminum plates and 8 aluminum plates. You're coming along nicely. Let's get you up here so that I think I'm going to put this thing in here. Right? So I can put the quartz. We've got the electrum rods. We've got these 2 things. I'm going to make it that and that. And then the copper cables. And then I should be able to pull that out. Nice. Cool? Cool? Now we're going to want this guy, which is going to want to be another one of those complex dudes. So more crafting. Be right back. All right. Sensor complete. Sweet. All right, so for the Emmy drive, we've got this, this, this. I have 2 primitive circuits? I do. And then just this thing. And we should be cool. This should be your Emmy drive, guys. I think this is it. Booyah! What's up, Emmy drive? How cool is that with a 1K storage cell in it, which we're going to upgrade eventually? You should be online now. Yay! Yay! How cool is that? Dudes, we are making progress. Did I ever make my cables? I feel like yes, there they are. Boom. Right, so that knocks that out. Can we make this thing real quick? I don't see why not. So I need to refine. I need a primitive circuit. Just a primitive circuit. All right, that shouldn't be too bad. He said hilariously wrong. we have any more plastic? I should really do something about rubber trees, because I feel like I used a lot of rubber recently, too. Sweet. All right. So with that, right, we want this guy. So we want the Emmy Terminal. So I want some Fluix plates. Now, are the Fluix plates only the pure Fluix? I forget. No, it's regular Fluix crystals or pure Fluix crystals. So that's fine. You can go in there for the time being, right? And then we need a quartz glass, which might be around here somewhere. Yeah, we have a lot of that. Holy cow. That is awesome. Good job making a lot of that in advance, Direwolf. Cool. So then you and you... Well, that's cool. What's that? Programmed circuit. Oh, you don't say. Emmy Terminal, right? And then we just need a crafting table. And we're going to need to use that inscriber that we got an episode or two back, right? So we need a calculation processor, which is going to need a primitive circuit, printed calculation circuit, printed silicon. And that needs a silicon plate and a Certus quartz plate, which is Certus quartz dust in a compressor, right? Certus quartz dust in a compressor. Right, and then silicon dust in a compressor, maybe? We'll figure it out, right? Silicon ingot in a compressor, which is smelted silicon dust. Okay. We're learning. Aren't we? Do. So it's going to be a little bit manual for now until we get a little bit more resources and a little bit of a structure set up. But we're going to hopefully quickly get to a point where we can automate more things, right? So we need the silicon press and the calculation press, right? So calculation is you. Nice. Boop. And you guys. Nice. And then you, and you go together to form the actual thing. So rather than redstone, you need a primitive circuit. That is some fun times. But hey, look at that. Booyah! A system. Am I right? Boy, I really hope patterns aren't something stupid. Oh boy, that seems like a lot of things. I get 8 of them though. Polythene sheets. Oh boy. I feel like we're in trouble, guys. Patterns are something stupid. I just said I hope patterns aren't something stupid. And I regretted saying that. I regretted saying that a lot. The Emmy pattern terminal seems pretty straightforward. Patterns themselves, though, oh boy, that's not a thing we're making. First tier. This is the second tier, this is the first tier, this is the third tier. This is the fourth and final tier. First tier. Wow, we need an assembler to make this? It's still gonna be nice to have applied energistics. Don't get me wrong, because we can still do we can compile all the things that we've got up there, right? So to be clear, it's still nice to have applied energistics. We just can't auto-craft as quickly as I had hoped. But like having everything in one place and being able to craft in the crafting terminal here will greatly improve my time, right? Like I'll very much like that more than, you know, anything else. So what do I want here? Standard search, JEI synchronized, standard. That's usually what I like to go with. That is some shenanigans. Now, to be fair, and I'm wondering if by now you guys are starting to complain about this yet, logistics pipes is in the pack. But, like I said last time, I'm hesitant to use that as my primary method. Only because, right, like that's a lot of things. Crafting logistics pipes, basic logistics pipes, that, not terrible resource-wise. Basic logistics pipes, unrouted logistics pipes. Not terrible. Not terrible. Fuzzy crafting tables. Logistics crafting tables. Not terrible, but not cheap either. I mean, kinda. This is the thing that lets you craft, right? So you get 4 of those per craft. That ain't so bad. Not so bad. We'll consider it. I wonder if there's still integration between applied energistics and logistics pipes. I know that was a thing back in the day. I don't know if that's still a thing today. However, we have reached the wrapping up point for the episode. So here's what I'm going to do. Between episodes, I'm going to make a few 4K storage cells. So we can put our resources in here and start making stuff a little bit more with AE, right? Like I can throw all this stuff in there, and I can throw all this stuff in there, and all this stuff, and all this stuff, and all this stuff. And having everything together will probably make crafting a little bit easier on me, right? And then what I'm going to do is go back to following the quest book, because I'm not entirely sure that I did everything I was supposed to. So I got an Emmy Terminal, so that's cool. Emmy Conduit. That might be a thing we make. I don't know if that's super necessary to make, right? But phosphorus, sulfur, and gallium. Didn't we make gallium? Oh, I need sphalerite dust. Electrolyzing sphalerite is the way to get gallium. Well, I didn't really... Sphalerite, huh? That's not how I did it. It's not how I did it. Have I not found sphalerite yet? Sphalerite? Or am I spelling that wrong? No, that's... Oh, there's some. I have some nether sphalerite that smelts into a zinc ingot or pulverizes. Cool. Alright. Sphalerite spawns in the zinc veins. I want to process it correctly. So I get 4 crushed sphalerite from this, which I can then get, you know, some impure piles of sphalerite dust, which I'm assuming I can centrifuge into sphalerite dust and some gallium. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. It's more efficient this way. I think the quest book wants me to do it a different way, but this way is probably a little bit more efficient. Now, unfortunately, you're processing all this crushed bauxite that filled up this dude. But we're getting very much closer to automation, which I'm pretty excited about. I mean, we're getting away from, or we're getting towards the end of, probably, auxiliary transmission coils, huh? Yeah, that's what's up. We're getting probably very close to the point of getting into basic, right? Because we have the early game quests here as well. Like, we already got a calculation processor. That's cool. Right? So there's stuff and things happening, which is exciting. So did you get me my thing? So I want you. I just need to complete the quest, right? So to do that, we need 2 sphalerite dust, which shouldn't be too bad. But this macerator is slow. That's the problem. That's really the problem. The macerator is like the slowest machine there is. And it's the one I want to use the most because it's ore doubling. But soon, because MV. MV is a thing. So there's 1, right? And we got some tiny piles of gallium from that too. And that's 2. Ding! Hooray! A primitive processor. I made one of those. You just didn't register it, did you? Yeah. Looks like I have some like work to do between episodes to get quests to complete and whatnot. So I'll take care of that, and then we'll come back next time. So that's 2 of those. What am I missing now? Some more of these things as usual. It's funny how paper is like my problem. It's kind of funny. Looks like I want to smelt up some sand too. So let's come back next episode, right? And we'll be ready to... I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably between episodes, I'm going to get like a few 4Ks. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that now. So for now, Adult20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Coming back next time with some 4K storage units so we can do some crafting in the A system and just kind of improve our lifestyle a little bit. All right? For now, take it easy.